Thank you, Chuck. You're indeed a rather eloquent spokesman for our former students. We very much appreciate your remarks. This celebration affords a most opportune time to award a special honor and recognition to the great teacher of whom Charlton Heston has just spoken. She is, of course, Alvina Krause, whose lifetime contributions to the arts have enhanced the educational experiences of uncounted hundreds of Northwestern students. A 1916 graduate of Northwestern School of Oratory, Alvina Krause later earned her Bachelor and Master of Science degrees from the School of Speech. She was a distinguished member of the School of Speech faculty from 1930 until 1963. Indeed, most of the performers involved in this gala are her former students. She teaches an art that many believe cannot be taught. Her unique approach seems to be based on two premises. First, she has a total belief in her students' capacity to learn, a belief that extends far beyond what others consider to be the limits of college-age people. And secondly, she teaches the concept of total theater from the actor's point of view. The students of Alvina Krause are not only actors, they are people of the theater. They are teachers, designers, directors, writers, and many others who credit Alvina Krause as the primary force in their theater education. Please welcome Alvina Krause. Present to you Northwestern University's President's Medal. With this comes the gratitude and admiration of the university and the theater department for your outstanding contributions to the excellence of education and the arts.
A few weeks ago, I stood in the front yard of my Pennsylvania home, and a car lurched up. I suppose you would call it a car. And out sprang a young man, college freshman, maybe, high school graduate. And he leaped across the lawn to me and he said, "Hello, Alvina." And he kissed me. Keep your cool, keep your cool. This is 1980. And I grinned up at him. And what do you think this young man from New York said to this old woman in Pennsylvania. Teach me. And that took me back to 1914, yes, 1914. And I'm a young girl, stringy-haired, freckle-faced, a runt of a girl, seated in the auditorium of Annie Mae Swift. And Dean Dennis is introducing, as only Dean Dennis could do it, the founder of that school, Robert McLean Cumnock. I know there were probably 100 other people in that room, but I swear that great man looked right straight into my eyes, and he said, "Stand up, every one of you, and tell me who you are, where you came from, what have you done?" And they began to get up. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota, and I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I'm from Los Angeles, and I played Juliet in Romeo and Juliet, and I'm from Tallahassee, and I played Rosalind in As You Like It, and I stood up and I blurted out, "Alvina Krause, New Lisbon, Wisconsin," and sat down. A nobody from nowhere who had done nothing. And then, quite a few years later, I sat in the dean's office in Annie Mae Swift, and I was trying to tell him that that first year of college teaching in St. Paul, Minnesota was really not so bad, and I heard him say, "I invite you to join the faculty of the School of Speech." And I blacked out. Blacked out completely until I heard him say, "Well, Alvina Krause, do you accept?" And did that come-not-trained voice of me shout out in jubilation? No, my mouth opened and nothing came out. Thank God for reflex action. I nodded my head. And now, 50 years later, yes, 50 years later, lacking a few months, I hold this honor, and I say, who am I? I am a teacher. And that teacher has a creed. No, this isn't the gibberish of an octogenarian. This is the creed that was the backbone of my teaching, spine that kept me erect through those long years. I believe. I believe in Michelangelo. I believe in William Shakespeare. I believe in Bach, Beethoven, and all the other great artists that preceded and that followed them. And I believe most of all in that great art we call theater. And in spite of everything that has been committed in that name, I believe the theater can, if we serve her truthfully, I believe the theater can illuminate the lives we live, even in this darkness which is today. I am a teacher. Ralph Dennis made me one, as did those students, thousands of them, who prodded me, questioned me, persecuted me, challenged me every inch of the way up to this very moment. And a teacher must ask questions. We are here to dedicate a theater interpretation center. To what do we dedicate this center? And in my heart, there is still a faint voice which insists, I believe